Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to Elle's Kitchen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, I have a special treat for you. Today, we're going to do pan-fried pork chops. Now I know a lot of you love to deep fry those pork chops. You like to bake the pork chops. But today, I'm telling you, if you pan fry them, it's less oil. It is so delicious. I tried this for the first time and you're definitely going to enjoy it. Trust me on this. Listen, I'm not a chef. I just like to cook. Let's get busy. Today, we're going to do that, and the ingredients that we need basically are lemon pepper, black pepper. Now, here's the thing. I've been using a lot of black pepper, but however, the ground pepper I found to work even better. So now I'm going to use ground pepper, paprika. We got some butter. We got some thymes. We got some slap your mama. Oh, that's some good stuff right there. And we're going to go ahead and get our meat and start seasoning that for you. Okay, so we're going to get this going. Very simple dish, very quick, and you'll love it. Trust me. One good key that you can always do and remember, and like I tell you all the time, and I love to do it, but today I didn't do it. Season your meat overnight. Let it sit in the refrigerator, let it marinate. When you let it marinate overnight, that's great. Trust me. So I've already cleaned my meat. I washed it with lemon and vinegar, and also I washed it thoroughly so I can make sure I clean it. Some people say, hey, you don't have to wash your meat. They don't want to wash your meat. Clean your meat because you don't know where that meat been seasoned, especially times like today. You need to clean your meat. Clean your meat, okay? So now the meat has been cleaned. It's been sitting in some salt, vinegar, and also the sea salt vinegar, sea salt and vinegar. That's the great solution for that. And let it sit. Also put a little lemon or lime in there, and that also helps. Okay, so today, real quick, this is actually some bouillon. Bouillon is some of the greatest stuff that you can actually put in. I use this for almost for everything, for my chicken, for my steaks. This is some good stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and season that a little bit in there. Put that on there like that. We're gonna make this happen today, I'm telling you. Then, of course, my favorite on everything I use, remember lemon pepper. Lemon pepper is the key. Lemon pepper actually add that seasoning to it. And even with the lemon pepper, you still want to also add, today we're using ground pepper. The ground pepper on there, that ground pepper is going to go ahead and add that little more flavor to it. And don't be afraid to season it, okay? So we're going to do both sides the same way. Today we're going to also add some paprika. Paprika on there is going to add a little more color to it, and it's also going to add a little bit more flavor. Okay, we'll shake it up in there, put it in there like that. You're going to love this. Okay, so that's one side. We're going to leave that right now. Right now, we're going to go ahead and start our grill so we can get this pot all hot. So we're going to go ahead and use some extra virgin oil. Make that bad boy really nice. You don't have to use a whole lot because keep in mind, we're not deep frying this. We're only pan frying it. That's the difference. Pan frying and deep frying. So make sure your oil is all the way around there. And at the same time, with that oil getting in there, we're going to add a couple slices of butter, okay? With the butter's going to add that little extra flavor, and it also won't let your oil stick. Okay, so we put that in there right now, let that get warm and nice, okay? In the meantime, now you want to go back to your pork chops, pat that seasoning in there, turn it over, and we're going to do it for the same thing on the same side, on the other side, okay? So, I don't know if did we put it on the other side? I think we forgot to slap your mama. Let's throw some slap your mama on the other side, because mama, if you eat this stuff, you're going to want to slap somebody's mama. I'm just telling you, just like it is. That is the deal. So we go ahead and put some slap your mama on there, on the other side. You don't want to use too much of this, because it has that little taste of salt, but you don't want to get it too salty, but the flavor is just amazing. Now that I have that seasoning in there, don't forget to pat it a little bit because that way it soaks that seasoning in there. Now we go ahead and make sure your hands are clean, right? Okay, now let's stick it in there. Okay, so we got that in there. This is pan fried pan pork chops, okay? Don't forget, what you want to do too is on the side of these, just slice them a little bit, and that'll keep your chops flat. So if you just slice it just a little bit, so they won't pork up, you want to slice them, and that'll keep them down. That's actually the trick to the whole trade. Keep them sliced. All right, we're gonna go ahead and add some good old garlic right to the top of that. Now this is extra. If you don't like garlic, you definitely don't have to use it. But trust me, I'm not a big garlic fan, but oh my goodness, once I put that garlic in there, it was like amazing. Okay, and then the same next step, we're gonna add a little bit more butter. Butter is the key. Put that butter right on top like that. It's gonna be good. Okay, now we must add our thyme. Now keep in mind, you must wash your thyme. You can't just put thyme that you got out of the store in there and don't wash it. So the key is go ahead and put it in there first. Let's move it around in there. Oh man, you can smell that already. It is grazing, man. That is some good stuff. Okay, I'm gonna add a few more pieces of butter inside there so that oil won't burn. But that butter is gonna just add a whole lot much more flavor to you, and that's what you want, is that flavor. So we're gonna go ahead and cook that and let that go ahead and marinate for a little bit. It doesn't take long at all. It's about 10 minutes, this is gonna be done. We're gonna flip it over in a few minutes, let that cook, let that sizzle. If you need to add more butter, you can, but you don't have to. Okay, you can just let that sit. And I'm gonna tell you something. What's really cool is how fast this stuff is done. Now, I love fried chicken, or fried pork chops, that is. Fried pork chops, baked pork chops. This is the first time I've done the pan fried. And I'm telling you, it doesn't take that long, but oh my God, this is the best stuff ever. Now let's cut into it. Let's see if it's ready. Oh my God, it's almost ready already. Look at that. Look at that, look at that. I'm telling you, it's all juicy. Let's cut that right there. Actually, look at that. That's ready to go. I hate to do this to y'all, but wait a minute. Woo! Oh. Wait a minute. Hold on. Slap your mama right now. That's some good stuff. That is pretty good. It's ready to take up. It's ready to take up. Okay. I'm not going to use the same fork. I'm going to change it up and wash this off. Because I know y'all are saying, oh, you done ate that? Oh my God. That's some good stuff. I'm telling you. All right. Clean off our dishes. Everybody clean up your dishes. Ah, that's amazing. Okay, so we're gonna just check the other one, just make sure that it's ready to go too. Should I taste that too? That looks pretty good. I better taste it too. Let's see. It's ready to go. Take it up. Now, here's the key that a lot of people don't understand. And I don't understand it either, because honestly, they say, let your meat sit as long as you cooked it. But when you're hungry, I ain't trying to let my meat cook sit as long as I cooked it. But you should, okay? So let's take it up. And while we let it sit, we're gonna go ahead and create our other dish that's gonna go on it. Okay, so right now we're just gonna take it up. And that was fast. 10 minutes is done, okay? So now we're gonna create our other dish, which we're gonna put on rice. We're gonna make, this is a little side healthy in a sense because you're eating some pork. But we got rice, we got some veggies, we have some mushrooms, we have some onions and potatoes. So we're gonna put that right on there, and that's gonna go up under this, okay? All right, let me get this together. I'll show you in a second. All right, so listen, we've got the meat done. Now we have to make something to go with the meat, okay? So we're gonna start off, we're gonna also, that extra virgin oil, gonna oil the pot a little bit, okay? This is gonna be very simple, okay? And like I said, this is a two-step meal. You got your pan pork chops, and you have your veggies on it, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and heat that up a little bit. Okay, get that real nice and good. And then we're gonna we have some spinach. We have rice, we have potatoes, we have onions, and we have some squash and some mushrooms. These are optional. You don't have to do it if you don't want to do it. You can put whatever you want to put in there. But this dish, we're just making it as we go. And it's going to be awesome, trust me. Okay, so now what we want to do here, let that heat get up. to a little point where we can go ahead and add it in there. Now keep in mind, I think the week before last I mentioned to you how to make the rice. Okay, the rice bouillon seasoning. That bouillon seasoning is awesome with some butter at the bottom. When we put that on there, and then you let that sit for a little bit. Put in about 3 cups of rice. You want to put in 3 cups of water. So every cup of rice that you have, every cup of water that you want to add in there. You don't have to overdo it. Trust me, it'll come out great. I love using my rice cooker, but when I'm not making that much, I'll just go ahead and do it that way. And that way it comes out fluffy, it comes out nice. It's not hard, it's not mushy, it's great, trust me. Okay, so right now, I'm gonna show you, there's the rice. That's all ready to go, okay? It's been sitting there. Okay, I've done that. So now, this is, you can hear it. Oh, yeah, you can hear it, it's ready. Whoa, it's popping big time. Okay, so we're gonna add, go ahead and add. This is like a mixture. Okay, we have a mixture of spinach. We have carrots in there. We have red pepper. We have mushrooms. Okay, so what we want to do with that, we're going to go ahead and mix that up in there. Let it get around in there really good because you got your oil in there already. So we're going to just sit there in there and let that go ahead and marinate in there a little bit. On the veggies, we're going to add some meat to that. We're going to add some more seasoning. We'll add a little bit more pepper. You're not hurting this. You're just increasing the flavor. That's the key. Increasing the flavor. That's what you want to do, okay? So a little bit more lemon pepper. You can't go wrong with this, okay? And so now we just let that settle. We've got some little miniature baked potatoes. Trust me on this. These little baked potatoes, I've had them boiling a little bit because you want them to get done, okay? You don't want to eat no hard potatoes. So you're eating some food, you got everything good, and it's like, oh, I crunched down. That's a hard potato. You don't want a hard potato. So let's go ahead. We're going to add the potatoes. We'll add a few potatoes to this dish here. We're going to add a little cooking wine in there. You can't go wrong with it. Trust me, you ain't getting drunk on this, okay? You're just going to, it's going to give you some good flavor, okay? This is going to be good. All right, so let's go ahead and let that sit in there really good like that. We got our potatoes in there, maybe add a few more. All right, let that sit for a minute. Okay, and I'm telling you, this dish is very fast. It doesn't take long because basically everything in here is already cooked. Okay, you got squash, you got carrots, you got green peppers, red peppers, you got some, whatever they call that stuff is good. Okay, we're gonna make this happen. All right, okay, so now, in the same sense, I'm gonna move this all over on the other side. Okay, and the oil looks good, but what I do want to do is add a little bit more butter. I'm telling you, when you add some butter to your food, butter is the key. I always like cutting my butter before I even open it because when you cut it like that, all you have to do is peel the paper off like that. It makes it even better and easier to peel. Okay, so there's your butter. Stick that on that side there like that. Wash your hands, make sure they're clean. Now we can continue. Let that butter soak in there. Now we're going to add some rice in there, okay? Let me go ahead and get a big spoon because I want to go ahead and add that in there. All right. I don't know about you guys, but I have a habit of always cleaning my dishes. I don't care if you got a big mansion or it doesn't matter. Who knows what's been in that drawer? I'm going to clean my dish. Okay, rice is ready to go. Rice is good. Taking that rice right there like that, we're going to stick it on the side. Okay, now keep in mind, this is what's going to go under the pan fried pork chops, okay? That looks really good. Okay, so now we go ahead, we can save the rice for later. Let that sit in there for a minute. We're going to let that cook for a little while, and we'll be right back, and I'll show you our final dish. As I told y'all better go ahead and get that smell-o-vision. I'm working on that. Okay, so now we got our rice in there. That's smelling good. That's looking good. We have our veggies. We have our squash. We have carrots. We have celery. We have, and you can also put, we have broccoli. We have mushrooms. So you can add all that stuff in there, okay? All right. So now we have all that going. Now we're going to go ahead and present our plate. Okay. So what we want to do right now, we'll go ahead and take our rice. I like to put that in there good like that. You have your peppers, you have your squash, you have green. I'm telling you, we have all kind of things. And you could pick up this stuff. I'm telling you, any store will sell you a package. It's like a variety pack. Now, obviously, yeah, you could cook all of this, and that's great and fine. But when you can actually pick it up and it's very simple to pick up, then why not just pick it up? Now, we take that gorgeous pork chops that we had. We're going to go ahead and lay those pork chops like this. So, okay, we have 2 pork chops. Yeah, and they were still moist. You know, those slices that we took out, that's what we took out because we wanted to sample it. But there's your dish right there. That's bon appetit. Let's eat. On my side of me. Let's eat.